Ahead of Tuesday's Israeli strikes targeting Hamas leadership in Doha, the presence of Palestinian armed resistance groups in the Qatari capital had already been under reconsideration. Back in November last year, the US administration suggested relocating them, despite having originally requested their move to Doha in 2012. Turkey and Oman were considered possible alternatives. Oman was seen suitable due to its strong ties with the US and experience in mediation roles, such as brokering the 2015 Iran nuclear agreement. Turkey, a staunch supporter of the Palestinian cause, maintains tense relations with Israel, and crucially, it would have been far less likely for Israel to carry out bold attacks on Hamas members there as it did in Qatar.
Practically, they have only one option, which is to go to Turkey. The other option, which is possible but very risky, is to relocate to Iran. But in Iran, there is no minimum political or diplomatic capital that can give them any protection.
وإن كان سيكون ملف حماس في تركيا سيكون أيضا ثقيلا.
Having Hamas in Turkey will be a burden on them. Turkey has its commitments to NATO, and its strong ties with the United States could come in the way. Egypt is a likely alternative, at least until the negotiations reach an agreement for the hostages in Gaza and for the end of the genocide and a ceasefire agreement. There will be alternatives for Hamas to find a place, though their options might be limited.
So far, Qatar has temporarily suspended its mediation role in the Gaza ceasefire talks. Yet following the Israeli attacks on its capital, it has now vowed to continue that role. Doha may have already signaled that Hamas leaders will stay. That was evident when the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, participated in the funeral prayer for those killed in the attacks.
إذا حصل أنه أخذت قطر من الإدارة الأمريكية مظلة حمائية.
If Qatar received a renewed protective commitment from the US administration, I think Hamas's leadership will remain here because there is a need to negotiate with Hamas, whether they are in Doha or anywhere else. But as the strike failed, and considering the international condemnation of it and the Security Council resolution, Hamas will likely remain in Qatar until the Israelis get their hostages. Only then will the existence of Hamas be revisited.
In the Israeli mind, there are two categories of Hamas leadership. Those who were involved in the decision-making of October 7, and I think it will be difficult in the future for those to stay in Doha. And even if the Qataris are willing to host them, I think they won't feel safe in Doha anymore. Others who are known not to be a part of the decision-making related to October 7, it's possible to stay if the Qataris have enough trust in the Americans, again, about this issue, which is not likely, but it's possible.
Keeping Hamas in Doha carries significant risks. Israel has shown it can target and kill Hamas leaders in the heart of 4 Middle Eastern capitals: Beirut, Damascus, Tehran, and now Doha. It also warned Qatar that similar attacks could be repeated if Hamas leadership remained in the country.
I think the Israelis trying to establish a precedent, and the message is for the Qataris more than to Hamas. They could have targeted Hamas in any other places, but I think they want to send a message to Qatar because of Qatar's support to Gaza.
While Israel failed to kill Hamas leaders in Qatar, it demonstrated that it can attack yet another Arab country without facing major repercussions. That may make many countries think twice before hosting Hamas, whether the group decides to leave or Qatar asks it to do so.